As all of you should be aware by now, the new Mario Kart game that came out on the Switch 2, Mariop Kart World, has a free roam mode that has a bunch of collectibles you can get, such as P-switches, question mark blocks, and Peach medallions. And I'm just here to talk about the placement of those and how it really contributes to how you move around the map and what you go to next. And once I start talking, you're going to see what I mean by this, and I guarantee you're going to be very surprised at how much this game handholds you in free roam mode. PS, by the way, the recording that it got a bit glitchy because of how long it was, so if there's like flashes and it's like weird colors, then just ignore that. I hope you guys can get around it. Without further ado, let's jump into the free roam mode of Mario Kart World. I'm going to be using Great Question Block Ruins as my example for this because I found some really cool ones and I haven't explored it. So as I drive around, this is the first time I've been in this area. So at least what I do every single time I get on a new track in free roam mode, I kind of just drive the track. You know, that's kind of what it leads you to do. It's like the biggest thing in front of you. It sets you right in front of the beginning of it. And as we drive down the track, it's just like normal. And then if you can see in the distance here, there's a P-switch block, or P-switch. And once you hit it, you're put into this little time trial thing where you have to bounce along the cloud tops to reach the end goal. And as you just like go through it, it's just like some simple parkour with carts, which is a really cool thing that they did. Once you hit it, if you can see, there's two pipes that you can go through. There's the first pipe, and the first pipe, when you go into it, it brings you back up to the racetrack. You can just continue racing, no problem. But if you go to the other pipe, it brings you to one of these little nabbit rooms. I still don't know what they do. You don't get anything when you hit them, just like some coins. But once you exit that room through the other pipe, you're put on top of the Great Question Mark block. And up here, as you can see, there's a giant stack of coins, and then there's a food truck up here. And also, at the far corner, there is a Peach medallion, which of course is another collectible. So this is our first case of seeing one collectible lead you through technically two other collectibles if you include Nabbit as a collectible. This brings you straight to one of the site guys from Mario Odyssey. I don't know their name, but from him you can very easily see a bunch of collectibles, including the P-switch. So I tried to get up there using various methods, but I couldn't. So I'm just driving through the track, and you can see there's a parkour area. So I turn around, and there's the P-switch, like a new P-switch, and it's one of the blue coin ones. So you just have to collect all the blue coins, and it's kind of a simple one, doesn't lead you anywhere. But then there's this parkour area, which if you're good enough, you can actually get up, and I'm assuming that's how you're meant to get up to him, or get up to the chain that leads you to the P-switch, but I just used a feather. So once you hit the P-switch, after going down the chain, it brings you towards like a separate racetrack, like a new path gets unlocked and it brings you along it. And it's just driving down it. And as you can see, there's our goal. And if you look here, right after the goal, the P-switch that we found earlier is right in front of us. So this is our second example of a collectible leading to another collectible. Now is a good time to go to the bottom of Question Mark Block Ruins, because it's not all in the sky. There's a pretty decent bottom part that has a lot more open world-esque elements. If you caught that glimpse of blue, that is a P-switch right ahead. And once you hit it, it leads you to another one of these parkour challenges. And as we're gonna learn more about, these parkour challenges are really where the hand-holdiness comes to shine, as the blue coin missions don't have as they're confined. That's the word I was looking to say. They're confined in one area. Okay, so after we're done with this parkour thing, I just drive off, and literally right in front of us is another P-switch. Like I was saying, it gets really obvious once you're looking for it. They're just everywhere. And this one, though it is a parkour challenge, this one doesn't really bring you anywhere. So you just have to go up these little vine things, which I do like. This is like a fun little mission, not too hard, still pretty nice. And then it wraps back around and it brings you up to this floating question mark, or normal block. It's a normal block, not a question mark block. Brings you up here. And if you look just a bit past the end of this question mark block, you see a peach medallion. Again, it's just hand-holdy. So let's go to the entrance to the question mark block ruins, where you'd come from another racetrack. And there's a P-switch in the intersection, not hidden, it's just there. And it's one of these blue coin missions. Did I say that I hate the blue coin missions? They suck. I just cannot do them for the life of me. But after finally doing them, it of course leads you to the entrance. And we've explored around the entrance already. So let's, instead of going there, let's turn to the left. Now, if you turn to the left, you'll go down this, and right past a little block, there's a P-switch. Another one. There's at least 3 around this lake that I've counted so far. And they're all in different corners, so it kind of guarantees that you're gonna run into one of them. Now, this is a pretty easy blue coin one because the vines make it really easy to grab the blue coins. And so if you're a gamer like me, you should easily be able to do this. So, as I was saying, if you're a gamer like me, you should easily be able to do this first try. Very simple, no problem at all. And it actually brings you off of that top part. And so you just drive forward. Right now, you're in the wilderness, kind of. If you take a left, it brings you back down towards the track, or towards the road is a better word to say. And yeah, brings you there. There's like a small pile of coins, I guess. But if instead of taking a left, you go forward, it brings you to this river that's shooting out from the main lake. And as you may have guessed by now, there is another P-switch just ahead. Hitting this one activates another parkour challenge where it's actually going to bring you outside of question mark block ruins, and it's going to bring you towards, I believe, I don't know the tracks, I don't have them memorized, Faraway Oasis or something. And if you complete it, it's bringing you up to this like waterfall area. It's really cool. It's one of the most memorable parts of the track when I played it, and it brings you to the end of the waterfall. And just past the end of the waterfall, there's another P-switch. It is leading you to these. Feels like you always have something to do. Now this one actually wraps back around, And this is an example of the P-switch actually showing you how to do something, which is while riding along a wall. Once that is done and you take a left, it starts bringing you back to question mark block ruins. If you go forward, it brings you back to the beginning of the waterfall basically. And as you can see, there's another P-switch that we can collect. And this one, again, is pushing us towards the savannah. So they're trying to make sure you're not staying in one area and that you do explore. And it's pretty cool. They are making you explore the world. And it's really good that they're doing this, because it doesn't feel like you don't have a choice. Still feels like you can choose what you want to do. Anyway, after that, ignoring that ramble, we get to this charging chuck minigame thing. It's kind of random, but it led me, at least in my case, along two P-switches. The P-switch here, and then I continue to try to get them because I'm 100% completionist. And he actually brought me to another P-switch, and you just get a sticker for it. I don't know why there's random mini games put in. Anyway, this one, you just bounce along the elephants. It's probably like animal cruelty. I don't know what Mario Kart is using these elephants for. Like, are they part of the racetrack? I have no clue. But if you couldn't see, there's another P-switch. This one brings you to a feather challenge. I really like the introduction of the feather. They brought it back. It's really nice in this open world game. But yeah, it's a pretty neat one. Very simple. Just brings you to the end. And as you may have guessed by now, if you look to the right after completing it, there's another P-switch. This one starts bringing you towards Dino Jungle and is like introducing dinosaurs into it. This is another one of the rail grind things, but it leads you into a glider. And I can see it from here, but we're gonna get closer to it. It's another P-switch. You're gliding down, it's right there. And you hit it, it brings you up, I believe, that same mountain, but in a different way. And I don't know, the rail grinding physics in this game are kind of whack. It feels like you can't control them sometimes, but once you complete it, you're led up to the top of the mountain. And it's at this moment that you remember this entire time you had run past a P-switch back at the charging chuck minigame. So if instead of going to the charging chucks, you hit the P-switch, it brings you towards Faraway Oasis. And it's another one of the parkour ones. Those are the two types, I believe. There's blue coins and there's parkour. I believe those are the two types of question mark or P-switch mini games, if you say. But again, once you complete it, it puts you onto the track. So my first instinct is always just to ride the track. It's just like what I do. It's nice. You get like practice on a track without having to play it online or Grand Prix or a time trial. I love this game. I love what they did with Mario Kart. And again, there's another P-switch. I had already done this one earlier when I was exploring free roam. And it leads you back along the track. I can ramble on and on and on about how this game guides you through its world and how it's really good. And like, it's always making sure you have something to do, but it's never forcing you to do anything. And it's not just in question mark block ruins that you find this. I found all of this also in Acorn Heights, and I recorded a whole section for it, and you're seeing part of it now. But this video is already going too long because there's just too much to talk about. This game's massive. But if you're enjoying the content and you want to support me, like and subscribe. It's the best you can do to see more of me. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.